good, man. I'm live. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What y'all got going? I'm here to answer questions. Your boy MB. Live Friday. It's another one of my plexiglass boxes going out. Oh, did I'm going live? Oh, yeah, I can't see that. Let me block that out, man. I did not know it's going to actually show y'all the same thing. Y'all see me in double. Let me cut that off. Because I just use the phone to see y'all questions. This when I be doing live, my wife be watching to see where I'm sitting at. But give me a little cues. Hey, go here, go there. Yo, sundown, you 6.5 thoughts. I think it's going to be a performer. What I would not say is I don't, if I ain't heard it, I ain't got it. What thoughts do you want me to have on it? Realistically. Let me get to the channel. Let me get to your channel. Here I am right here. So I can see these questions. Okay. It's probably gonna be a performer. Somebody commented and said, man, on one of the comments they said, hey man, the Sundown UX65, we're gonna compare it against NS6.5 to see if it's actually the baddest that they claim. Let me ask you a question. If you had a product and you pushing the product, wouldn't you not call it the baddest? You shouldn't have a problem with the man saying that I think his name is Derek, and he what's up, man? And he works. I don't know, he's related to Jacob or something like that. What else is he supposed to say? Is he supposed to say somebody else is the baddest? I mean, realistically, I know Sundown don't put out BS products. I never said that they put out BS products. So I'm gonna have to get it tested and get some other 6.5. So I got some 6.5 here that I like tested against. It's definitely the my big boy over there, my DD 6.5. I got somebody said they was gonna get those from me. I don't know if he's serious or not. I'm gonna have to call him or not, but I will say this: when I do get it, I will not. I'm gonna go down the list with the questions. So as the questions come, I'm gonna go down the list. So just wait. I'm gonna get to you. If I don't get to you while you're still in the feed, come back and watch it. I probably got to your question. I'm not gonna test it against the supercharged, against my favorite 6.5. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second here, fellas, because this is my favorite 6.5. Now this is a very, as people would say, this is a very, very large 6.5. I do know the 6.5 the Sundown uses has that RDS 8 is using that basket on their 6.5. So it's their saw parts and their motor. This has a very large cutout of all of them, 6.25. The rest of them 6, and it also has a very deep basket. I'll show you another sub that's comparable to what everyone else uses to show you a size. Good brand as well. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. See if I can get this brand out for you. Hold on, I'm going to get it. So give me a minute. Just going to take a quick second. It'll be fair probably when I do get this 6.5 from Sundown, not to really put it up against this supercharged, not to put it up against this boy here. As you can see, oh man, that's pretty big. Well, I'm gonna show you pretty much going by the measurements that they listed on their site for their 6.5 is roughly this size. So I'll be putting the Sundown U6.5 when I get it against something like this, much deeper basket. This thing plays deep loads with a lot of authority. Now, with that being said, and I'm always telling you about cone area, that DC Audio M4 is having me possibly having to rethink. It's cone area king all the time. I'm going to have to see. It has not attained a 140 yet. It's getting close. I'm gonna meet you here today. Today, I think my electrical was a little hot day today. Voltage was hovering like 14 too, and it didn't hit a 139. Still very, very still. Still, it's after 1 week of playtime. I can't put an hour playtime to it today. I have to continuously let that suspension soften up. Don't let anybody tell you, man, you can play a low test tone and it'll soften up in 2 or 3 days. That's not true. That's not true. It take a while. Okay, now let's go. Let's get to the questions over here. Now, but yeah, I plan on getting it reviewed and my thoughts on this. I know it's going to be performed. I don't think it's going to be a dud. I'm going to say that now. I don't think it's going to be a dud at all. Uh, you dropping DD audio because they sell online now? No, I still sell DD audio. Pretty much everybody sells online, man. It's just sometimes when people going to get a box from a person, they necessarily they might get a sub as well. I'm not following the model the dealers use. I'm only gonna sell stuff that nobody can get. They gotta get through me. That model is gonna get going. Mr. Hamilton. That model is soon to be diminished. If you only sell through dealer, soon you're gonna be out of business. If you ain't gonna be out of business, that product line ain't gonna grow as comparable to the other, because the market has changed. Nobody really goes to dealers they go to dealers to get installs, but they can get the product somewhere else, which is causing a ruckus and confusion in the industry. People are like, why should I care if they can buy it? They can buy it themselves. Well, you're going to just revamp your business model. You're going to do installs on stuff that you sell and stuff you don't sell, because the world is changing, man. People want to look on their phone, find out what they're interested in, research it, and then click and buy. Now, I sell product. They research. I got product all around me that I send out. They buy it from me, because sometimes, well, for sure, when you buy it through a dealer, you can save yourself $40 per item. My cheaper still buying it from a dealer. And some see they can get subwoofers and finance them, so they buy them through the site. Some people say, "Now I want to give my box builder the money, this, that, another." People are gonna do what they're gonna do. If you don't want to carry a brand because people can buy it online, you will soon be defunct. My opinion. What's down questions? Hey, okay. Remember I say, answer the question in the feed. I'm going down. I'll get to it if I can answer. Okay, what size sub would you work best on a 2000? About 10, tens, tens and eights, do tens, big as you can go, do eights. That's what I recommend, because you got the little thing you got to put it in, right? So it's probably going to be most likely 8s and 6.5s. It's 10 and under. It decides for 2000 Camaro. But you got different body types and all that. That's not a part that a lot of people use. I predominantly use build boxes for trucks. I can build boxes for anything you give me the measurements. But that's not oh yeah, I know you got the spec for it. It's 2000, it's 2023. So you got to give me the measurement. Uh, Love your inspirational speeches. Watch them every morning. Appreciate J Nub. I heard you mention your Mike 104. I heard you mention you don't buy amps unless a certain spec is listed. What spec is that? Dampening. Yes, that's true. If it don't have a dampening, I don't want it. Every amp that I use has dampening. The G7, the Fallsgate, and the M2000s. I've been on this channel. All of them list a dampening number inside their on the amplifier. The Fallsgate was dampened as 150. The M2000 is greater than 400, and the G7 is 390. Yeah, the G7 amplifiers that I've recommended and sold to people. But yeah, it doesn't have a high damp. I don't use it. I like dampening is the ability of the amplifier to control the subwoofer to find zero, to break the subwoofer. It must and this is happening thousands of times a second. To do each frequency, each cycle, it must zero. It must stop it and start over again. And the amplifier's ability to do that accurately every time is going to give you more impactful bass. My opinion. Sup, Mr. Box Mechanic? You should be confident in your product. Very confident in my boxes, yes sir. On a 4-channel 2-ohm stable amp, Derek Brown, can you run different ohm loads on different channels? On a 4-channel 2-ohm stable amp, can you run different ohm loads on different channels? Yes, you could use the front. You got a 4-channel and it's 2-ohm stable. You can run your mids and highs at 4 ohm, and that half of that. And then you can bridge the third and fourth channel to 2 ohms to run your subwoofer. Yes, you can. Michael, and what's up, Michael? Can a Q15 sound good in a car trunk? Yes. A single, yes. Yes. Within the rattle you're going to get. All depends if you got the ski hole or do you can let the seat 40 or 60 down, the 40 side down, and the 60 side down. Like you let both sides down. If you can't do none of that, then I will tell you honestly, you'll get the rattle everybody else going to get. The subwoofer is not going to make the bass get out of the trunk unless you have a way of getting the pressure out of there. If not, you're just going to get rattled like everybody else. Like, for instance, you get a box Chevy. Man, if I put the JO WT37s in my box Chevy, without my bass get deeper, you don't get the same rattle if you would have got some Walmart 15s out of there. That's all you're going to get. You're going to hear it inside the cabin. People hearing you down the street, they're going to hear your trunk. Fat and that fish. DD258 versus W78 or Torrico, they're not in the same. Or Torio Rico, the 258 and W78 are not in the same class power-wise, nor in the same performance level. The 258 will greatly outdistance it in output because it can handle significantly more power. It also has, no, they have the same cone area. Both of them have 38 square inches of cone area or piston control. But the JL is geared for sound quality, whereas the DD is geared for sound quality loud. Okay, that's Torio Rico, and that's my opinion. You like Sundown? I love how they're American. Sundown not American. Sundown is made in China. They get their parts like everyone else. I think they got a couple of lines that they assemble, but the SA, the U, the E, I think the X and the ZV5s are assembled here, so you can basically made in America because everybody get their parts somewhere else. So I think the ZV5 and higher, ZV6s, might be the X series too, are assembled here in America or made here in America. If you get your part, wherever you get your parts from, you actually make it here, I'm going to say made in America. Okay, so, but they're not American. If they're American, Kicker American, everybody American, C-Town, CT American. If you're using that to say that, all of them American. All of them American. It's just sometimes for productivity and keeping the business alive, not everything's going to be made here in America. Not all JL products are made here in America. Not all Kicker products, well, all Kicker products. Not all Digital Design products are made here in America. Not all Max products are made in America. They're going to have one or two lines. It's pretty much, those lines are the cash cows. Those lines that will keep the lights on. I can pretty much tell you with the DD is going to be 600 series subs, 600 power PSW, 600, and sometimes every now and then 700 series. The ones made in China, they highest production. With J Audio, they'll tell you the J Audio W1, W01, and 3 sell more than they sell their W7s and their W6s. Sundown, SAE, Sundown, SAE, and maybe, I know the SA for sure, he'll tell you that's their biggest seller. Those subwoofers are made in China to whatever standards that they exact, and they perform. Then they have other lines as you go up in price, or Torio. Was it Torio XT? No, J none. That they, now you get a different performance level, and sometimes they make them here in America. I'll get to your question as I go down the list. I'm answering as I found them. You can get back and allow another question and I'll answer it. If you're just saying what's up, hey, what's up, homie? Now, the next question, Michael Russell. Are you going to put the X10 in your trucks when they release? The Sundown X10s, yes. That was the whole point of taking that back wall off to try to gain that extra inch. When they release the Solo X10, that's most likely going to be the next setup that goes inside the truck. That ain't most likely. Well, whenever they release them, yeah. If something else releases before then, like this M4, I didn't know that was going to come too early this year. But it's a lot of stuff's dropping as it's coming off this boat. And some manufacturers going to have me talk about it, and some going to stay away from it. It is what it is, man. How's it going, MB? What's up, James Rogers? That's a boss. That's a customer. Will the enclosure for a Q Class 12 tune to 46 be too high? Depending on what kind of music you listen to, brother. If you listen to a lot of rock and roll, then and acid rock, melt like that, no. I don't think it'll be tuned too high. Personally, I don't think it'll be tuned too high. If you listen to hip hop and rap, yes, you tune too loud. Yeah, you tune way too high. Squad Boy TV, do you think that the earlier woofers you tested kicker would do better in a Leviathan box? The kicker Q class were in Leviathans. That's how they attained the score they attained. And what's amazing about them is those were 500-watt drivers that did not have the motor structure, the weight, man. The solo, the kicker Q class, I think it weighed 19 pounds. And it was up there with woofers that weighed 28 and 32 pounds and had weight. When I say weight, meaning they had more mass to dissipate the heat that was being generated by the power that was going to them inside that large enclosure. And the kicker was able to get them. That's what made the kicker Q class, to me, a legend. And it's still a legend. I got two over there that I won't say. I had a guy offer me. He said, "Come on, MB, you can't find them more, man. What you come off on for?" Right now, about $1,000 a watt. Because I had to give up a jewel. I don't know where two. I have two that ain't never seen power, and I'm pretty sure they will never ever see power. I built the box, but then the G7 came out, so I got them. I got a box that was gonna put them in and give them a last send off on my channel, since that's to me that was Kicker's best 8. I have no idea if there's gonna be a Solo X8. I did never say that. I don't know if it's gonna be one. I hope there's gonna be one. I hope there'll be. I hope there will be one. If there is one, someone say, would it take the title? If like I say on the video I talked about the Q class, if they was to increase the motor structure and do everything they did with the Solo X 10, 12, 15, and do that with that same 8-inch cutout with that Q class, it would be game over for. It would be my DD couldn't get with them because the kicker actually has more cone area than any of them. He has 43 square inches of cone area. 43 square inches of cone area. He just didn't have the mass necessary to play that loud as long as the others. But he can play that loud and with less power. He shows you that. Kicker. Don't doubt that solo. Doubt your box builder if you can't get that solo perform. Okay, James Rogers. Hey, well, okay. Okay, no, Squad Boy. Ta-da, boy, I ain't heard that name. I knew somebody high school. Whatever happened to the Nemesis NAT? I'm not gonna push the subwoofer that had performance issues right out the box. Right out the box, the tensor leads broke. I got one over there that's good and one over there that's not. I don't like the wires on it. It's got an OFC. It does not have OFC wires. It has copper clad aluminum wires. Very, very stiff. A spade terminal connection. And then they had to cut out wrong. I got a Nemesis audio that one day, a Nemesis audio hectic I might get to, and maybe it'll give me strength to want to try that Nemesis, show you how the Nemesis audio colossal again. But until then, the jury's out. I ain't saying nothing good. I ain't saying bad other than what just happened to mine. Okay. How important is OFC wire over CC power and ground? I like to use OFC wire. Now, it's funny we say this when copper-cladded wire is used on the voice cord. But over a period of time, that CCA wire starts to it has a higher resistance than oxygen-free copper. High. You want low resistance. You want the electrons to move freely through the wire with no resistance corrosion. So on power and ground is very, very important. Now, if you can't afford it, you can get away with it. Just realize you can get away, meaning that, yeah, your stuff will cut on and you will have some bass. That's what get away with it mean. Will you be missing out? Yes. You could be losing 10, even a whole dB. Even more than that, depends on what kind of wire you're using. Because most of that CCA wire got big jackets and like 3 strands of wire on the inside. I'm exaggerating. Okay, if your Epson is tuned to catch the tunes above 33 hertz, isn't it in the box just hit the 29? Isn't in the box just tuning that hit the 29, 30 hertz range? If you is to catch tune, no. Head-horns resonator meaning as you get closer to the resonator, the cones, the woofer ain't got to move as much. The box is gonna do all the work. The box is gonna control the sub. But low tuning, the box is not helping you. Now the subs is on its own. The epicenter, if you're gonna use the epicenter, depends on where you set it at. If you use the epicenter and got telling it to restore tones at the pickup tones at 33, it's looking at 63. But you need to have your box tuned to 33 for it to hear it. Now, even though it's looking at 63 to show you tunes at 33, the wide knob is gonna make it hit some of 28, 29 as well. So, and then you got the cabin acoustics that's gonna play the transfer function that's gonna drop. Like my enclosure tune to 33. Uh, Outside environment. When I put it inside my vehicle, I can go all the way down to 30. Now, so if that's the case, so what you're saying, what would those frequency and acoustics in my vehicle is theoretically. So you're saying if I tune, you would think, well, if I tune it 36, then transfer over to my cabin, I should hit 33. It's possible. But different frequencies do different things with different fabrics in the vehicle. So you would have to build and test to actually see. I know I've tuned a box to 35 and put inside that mega cab and it didn't kill the lows like I wanted to. If for some reason it wouldn't, I couldn't hit nothing at all at 33. Same song. Couldn't hit 33, 30 or nothing. Everything was higher. So when you're playing with sound, it's a give and take. That's why those that compete and chase for numbers, even though I'm not in that crowd, you care nothing about it. It is a skill what they do when they mess with these vehicles. That's why they choose certain vehicles for certain alignments, certain builds, certain things they try and do, and then they hope once they learn how to attain the frequency they want, then they like for instance the guys that did the sound check, did the 185 with the sundown Neo 10s. Man, they worked on that thing for like 14 months, they said. And why did they pick 10s? Because of a whole lot of factors. But they achieved their goal. They achieved their goal. That's off to them. Uh, Honeycut, I would love some ideas on great summers that work with an infinite baffle setup. Then I think you need to go to PSS Sound channel. I watch a lot of channels besides myself. I don't do the trolls. If I disagree with what they saying, I either scroll up or just keep listening. But PSS Sound, this is Rick Honeycutt. I would love some ideas on great subwoofers that work. I'm sure that's work. That work with infinite baffle setup. You need to go to PSS Sound because when you're doing the infinite baffle setup, you're not going for where I'm at. Sound quality loud, L standing toward SPL. You're going for sound quality. You're not throwing a whole lot of power to those subs. What you're getting is substantial output for the limited amount of power you're getting, and you're also getting the ability to pick up the sensitiveness of working with the infinite baffle because you're using the entire most times using the entire trunk. I'm live, baby. I'm just telling you. Most times you use the entire trunk. You using the entire truck to using the entire trunk to as your resonator. Infinite baffle setups don't use a lot of power, and they're mainly used for SQ. And the reason why they use for SQ is SQ setups. They're not. Then you don't talk to a guy that's really in the SQ talking about, man, I'm finna throw 500 to 1,000 watts to a subwoofer. He's like, yeah, you not where I'm at. Because SQ guys believe in getting a substantial amount of output using very little power. And they also more, and that's why I say I'm a sound quality loud guy. See, SPL guys, they would totally modify that vehicle they'll put amps sitting on the floor, amp rack, wood showing everywhere. That's cool with them because they chasing numbers. Well, SQL guys like myself, we like the SQ guys. We still want to because the SQ guys totally want to keep the functionality of the vehicle. If it seats six, it must seat six. And also, SQL crowd, which I'm in, the vehicle must keep its functionality and everything must be hidden. The SPL crowd, they don't care nothing about that. They will severely modify their vehicle for subs, take back seats outs and all that stuff. The SQL guys, we ain't doing that. Within reason, you might see an Apple song on the back seat, but or in your car or something, but you pretty much ain't gonna see the equipment you're gonna hear. Well, SQ guys are more asinine than that. You really ain't gonna. They put horns under the dash. I mean, you'll look up and think this is the motor of the car, and they'll tell you, oh, I got a tweeter right there. They might have a tweeter inside the device. I mean, everything. You can't see nothing, but when you get in there, you immersed in sound. And those are the ones that look at the infinite baffle setup. I touch on it a little bit on the channel, but there's channels that actually dwell in that. And PSL Sound is the channel I watch. Now, that's Rick Honeycutt's question. Hope I answered it for you. I finally caught a live stream being so busy. What's up, No BS Audio? All right, send me 225 weeks. You want to order them from me? Message me and we'll get going. Conair versus Motorforce and X Max, I wonder. Hmm. Yeah, that Brian, I forgot, that's my boy, I forgot his real name. But yeah, this M4 is having me, it ain't hit 140 yet. Very, very still, but he has very small cone area. That woofer, he listed it on 29 square inches. And it's doing 139. It's right there at 40. And he has significantly less cone area than the 2508 and the DD. So like I said, when he hits the 140, I believe he is, and that Leviathan, then y'all gonna be like, okay, MB, and I'm like, what you gonna eat your shoe? Cone area ain't always king. Yeah, I wonder if it hits it, because it has less cone area, and I'm still not a fan of that surround though. But what I got, even though the surround is big, I wish he'd have made it narrow. That's back. I see to the M4. It's musical and lows. The ones with more cone area to me is a more balanced sound. That's just how I feel. And I sell DC. I like DC audio products. Rust, just my opinion. I wish he'd have made it tall and narrow. But it is holding its own. It is holding its own in the lows, which is to become a king, it's got to do 140 below 33 hertz. That's the bar. That's the bar. Dampening factor is king. I think so. I mean, if you look at Exile Motorsports, DMO Engineering, he got 1,500 watt amps. Cost what, $3,000? Size about money. However, the dampening factor on them amplifiers is, I think, greater than 1,500. It's very little power, but the power is so clean. What are your thoughts on the 2500 series from DD? They're good subs. I mean, what you got to be more specific than what your thoughts. I sell DD, so you got to be more specific, Braden. You ask me a question. Any brand I sell, I back anything they have. I'm not gonna sell y'all something I won't put in my vehicle. Some people show up with stuff they don't know what they need. Warranty for the product is tricky when dealing with customers. That bring your own equipment. I don't understand it. Just got my second box in today. MBE for the win. Well, I think that's Antonio Williams. Hey, he bought that in Amps, right? Yeah, thank you, man. God bless you. Get the stuff. You know what I mean? Do kicker apps have dampening factor? I believe they listed. I do believe they listed. Or if they don't list, you can call and find out. 4 kicker L78 or 4 Scar E8, please let me know. 4 kicker, depending on what vehicle you putting them in. But overall, I would still pick the 4 kicker L78 over the Scar any day. And load, output, that kicker is the L7 Q class. The Q class is a monster. Period. I'm not a fan of the Scar E8. The Scar best 8 he got rid of. The rest of them are alright. They do make bass. That's it. Did I think message retracted? Close box or ported for one? Ported for me. Music I listen to is ported. I do not like sealed sound. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say that, but I guess I'm going to have to. I do not like sealed boxes unless you're using it in the fourth order. In the fourth order, you still ain't using it totally sealed because you're using the sealed section playing into a ported section for a boosted response within a certain pass band. Thanks for your knowledge. You have helped me understand it, including myself. I appreciate it, brother. Derek Brown. Yes, you can mix and match any type of on-load on any channel. Oh, yeah, okay. He don't like Scarlet Heart. I just say I can make it sound good now, but it's not. Scar ain't nothing but Alibaba, man. There's a lot of subwoofers out there. I tell you, ain't nothing but Alibaba. Y'all thinking they doing something? They ain't really giving you nothing. You can hit the lottery and do the same thing they doing. I can make you a base box for it, but cost what it costs, man. This ain't the budget challenge. I'm gonna put some budgets. I'm gonna put some things up there cheaper. I'm not saying always you gotta buy expensive subwoofers. Hell, with Digital Designs, the 600 series sub, DB Drive has a lot of subwoofers. They can fit different budgets. DB Drive has 7 companies. They can fit every price range. And as I stand as a box builder, one thing I don't push brands. I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't have a subwoofer. You tell me what you want to spend, what performance level you're looking for, I'm gonna build you a box for that. All right. Also depends on, okay, listen to best 6.5 subwoofer under $150. There's several. I wouldn't put the mats up against that 608. It's a lot of six. I don't do best. There's a lot of them under $150 though. The performance of it is gonna be based on the box and how you run it, the power you supply to it. There's several of them worth mentioning. But I don't get into the best scenario. Best scenario means that this subwoofer will be every other subwoofer in every application all the time. I can't do that. I can't really. Well, no, you say yeah, I do one. I know one in my opinion is 6.5, but you said under $150. I don't know. That's all budget. I can't answer that question for you. I don't know because I haven't ran all of them. Remember, you like running 1 on but 2 on. When I be trying to go for the when the Leviathan, they be at 1 on. For sound quality wise, 2 on. But all the time I'm running at 1. But 2 sounds better. Uh, I have 2 sets of DDs. I have a set that I ride for daily, and they are D4s, and I put one on each M2000, and that's a 2 on road. And then I have a set that I use at full power and see what they're gonna do. Like I just sent mine back in with the iron claws. I'm definitely going to run them in 1 on because they're gonna take some power to get them boys to really break them boys in. Okay. People sleeping on the JP amps. My 23 has 340. Does rated 2 on, no less 3 on. You can find the other amp at that price point. Okay. When running component set, what difference between pro audio and standard? Pro audio is more that PA sound. Is Anthony Mitchell, which means it's gonna be more harsher. So more, it's not as warm as standard. So it's gonna carry further. Sound like, hey, Jonathan Mitchell, would you please report to the teacher's office? Yeah, that nasal sound. Some people like what you hear on the bikes. That's pro audio sound. Travel. Now some give you a pro audio sound without the harshness, and you gotta know what brands give you that. I personally, why my screen blurring? You know, it ain't blurring over here. Mm. It's a lag. Yeah. Oh, it just stopped. It just stopped. Okay. Explain how when you add subwoofers and then reduce the bow file, how it affects your dB and drop changes. Well, if you never increase the volume and you keep putting subwoofers inside the box, the thing is gonna get louder. Yes, you're gonna get louder, but the resonance is going to go up because now each woofer is going to see less of box. So the bigger the resonator, the farther it carries. Leviathan, the more it's present, more resonation you be able to generate with far little power. Now you can get louder by throwing more subs in the same volume, but your resonation is gonna go down, your frequency is gonna go up. MBE like lows, real low. I was talking to a guy today, one of the old heads in the industry, dude named Carl Smith, and he sent me a link to a setup he had did with 6015s and an armored vehicle. I remember his name when he called me. I said, Carl Smith, man, how you spell your last name? I said, you somebody. I couldn't remember. I said, you somebody. And then he revamped my memory. I was like, oh, that's cool, man. You calling me about a box? He said, yeah, I just don't have the tools, got rid of all that stuff. I just want you. I was with Bob Who in American Base, and he recommended me come to you for a box. I was like, oh man, cool. I was supposed to call Bob back, man. I need to talk to him about something. And forgot to call. Uh, I was like, oh, that's cool. So he was telling me about the scores and how he was able to get loud, how out. You want to get, depending on where you want to get loud at. So you see people want to get loud in the 40s. I'm not interested in that. It really don't appeal. I don't really feel when people say, man, I did this number. I'm the first thing I say when they did number, I say, what frequency? I'm always going to ask you what frequency. If you say anything above 35, I really don't care. They don't care. Because remember, the higher the frequency, the more the subwoofer is moving a second. So at 45, 46, 55, 65 hertz, which is with the range where people do SPLs in, the woofer was moving a whole lot. It's easier to get louder. I want to see how loud you're going to get when the woofer is moving less, which means you're going to have a lot of motor force. You got a lot of motor force. Most times, big cone. That's why for me to do 140 at the frequency I'm at, it's kind of like, oh, that's amazing. At the frequency, the dB score is nothing. It's how low he's able to get these eights to play. And he ain't doing it with 12s, he's doing it with eights. And the frequency, that's the main thing. Not 140. That's loud because of the frequency I'm at. But it ain't loud if you on 146 or 145. And we talked about it. Me and Carl told you, said, yeah, you're not gonna score that loud, that low with those drivers if you bring it up. But I'm not trying to do that. Right? Now, the problem with CCA is you need 50% more than equal LC, also known to corrode and crumble over time. That's what I said. I always run copper. Do-it-yourself box is good. Are the do-it-yourself box is good? OT garbage? I don't know. You come to me when you ain't got the time. This is Steven 16. There's nothing wrong with some if you want to build your own box. I don't think you need nobody to approve to build your own box. If this is DIY where you want to build it yourself, then you should be watching my channel about no trying to order a box. Build it yourself. There's a lot. I'm just a guy to build boxes on YouTube. I know plenty of people that build boxes. I know somebody that build boxes me better than me. He said, nah, that's my friend. He said, I don't want to do it because he don't want to deal with the public. And he gets that side. That side, that stuff, I don't want to deal with people like that, man. And so I don't get that. I think he's a better box than me. Just take a single 8. And his name's Louis Martinez. He took a single. What was that? He had one by Paul Pierce. Louis, tell me if you watch it, man. He took a VFL 8 and he a single. In his cabin. His cabin's smaller, but he did a 138 at 138. And his sniper box, he did sniper box. He took 1.8 and did a 141 at 29 hertz. In his sniper box, his Series 6 order. Nobody knows about it, me and him. And then he got a Louis, if he's watching, maybe go back and watch this video later if he's watching. He took a VFL 8 from American Base, he did a 138. In his port area, he used two 3-inch ports. It's and how he did it. He did 138. I was impressed. I forgot what frequency was with a single 8 on a JP 900. Yeah. On JP 900, did 138 dB. And I'm talking about 132. He did 138 with a VFL 8. That's my man, though. But he don't want to, he don't want to get parted because I just don't like dealing with people, man. I got it. Have you? Oh no, I'm not going to slamology. Most time, to me, slamology is for a crowd. I'm not. I don't think I one day I'm gonna go, but most of the time I don't see how it's going to translate. And most times it's just a place where people go to see who got the biggest dick, brag this, that, and another. Most time, and that's good. That really ain't my scene. That really ain't my scene. But I'm gonna have to go for the channel. take pictures. Most of the stuff there is not really going to impress me because it's either going to be so loud you can't enjoy the music, or it's going to be loud and the figure's going to be too high. For me, kicker amps are quality. They're high-end amps are the best, but the entry-level ones are quality. Yeah, I love all kicker stuff. When are you starting production after? When are you starting production after vacation? I'm not even. I'm still. What do you think this box here got built? I ain't on vacation. This box is getting built. It's four in the back. I ain't no vac. I ain't went on vacation yet. Vacation done before days, man. That ain't no long time. I just need to have me a vacation. I ain't been on one in 2 years, man. Getting the when you people say, man, I like the set you have, and they want to get in the business, squad boy, and don't realize there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes. I'm talking. I had a long conversation with two manufacturers that lasted over an hour. Getting my website up. Uh, Number one goal though is keep building boxes. Talking to people on the phone about box ordering. We not the people who are not ordering boxes. Just I don't know what they're doing. It's a lot of work, man. It's stressful. Then on top after that, do that. I still got a life. My husband and a father of two boys, two black boys. It's a lot of work, man. Hey, look. Fortunately, I'm done with the 25-year-old, and he's still a young man. And still got to work with this 9-year-old in this world. Hey, Matthew, I was looking at the J between where most of the people, but for the purpose, I think I'll be enough for 4 kicker 8s and 4 SA. You like, he talking to somebody else. Did you take the red? Did you take the red pill? Oh, man, these people here ain't got no life. For real. MB, does your aftermarket radio sound better than your stock radio? Yeah, it's a lot different. I got 15 grand band equalization. I got an RTA meter. Got more control over the subwoofers. It does the clip. I can go all with the full volume when I clip it. Yeah, it's much better than the Stinger I-10. It's worth the $1,400 because you got to buy $1,100 for that, and then you got to buy this $300-$400 kit. Do you feel like there's a different sound in MDF and Birch? MDF has a deeper bass sound subtly. Everyone knows that. Yeah, there is. Subtle. Some people say they can't tell the difference. This there. Did you take the red? Oh, that's his YouTube account is Did You Take the Red Pill? That's his name. That's Bob. Did you take the red pill? I think that's clear up the matrix. Anyway, did you take the red pill? I have 2 kicker 12-inch L7s and 3 cubes. 1.5 each. Why? Before I even go any further, why are you choking them subwoofers? Would it be better to add 2 10s or keep the 2 12s with a bit less space? Now, why don't you put the 2 10s in the 3 cube box and get them 12s out of there so the voice cords won't keep heating up, and then it fail, and then you gonna go to bash the kicker, and you put the solo X's in box. I think the smallest is 1.75. 1.75 times 2 is 3.5, not 3. I love all subwoofers, even brands I don't like. Why are you choking them? They definitely can't perform in that small box. Did you take the red pill? Why'd you put them subs in that small box? What pill is you taking? Is a subwoofer? Did you find that Amazon bag? If a subwoofer FS is like 40 hertz, if you put it in a box and tune it 230 to 32 hertz, will it actually hit the notes good? Yeah, FS has nothing to do with the FS is how this has been said 1,000 times. I guess y'all just don't know. The FS is just where the subwoofer parts are going to resonate in an open air environment. Without being in a box, it's going to resonate here. When you put the subwoofer in a box, the FS is going to change. And it's going to change as you play the woofer over time, and the suspension system get adjusted to the spring of the box. You will have a much lower FS than what it was initially. The FS of the driver is coming off the production floor. Before any power was applied, they will resonate here. That's it for the FS. That's it. Once you go to playing that subwoofer in the inside box, correct or incorrect, and you put that meter on it, I mean, you put a DAT on it again, you will notice that your FS has changed substantially. Uh, uh, okay. Okay. Boy, I got a lot of questions today, man. Everybody. How do you get way down here? Man, what was that? Uh, yeah, okay. What was being is going to be day certain money when you put into the box is going to reduce the box volume and change the box volume going to affect tuning, yeah, always. Can you explain how to control the impedance rise? Simple answer, you can't. Anticipate it, can't control it. Can't anticipate it. Don't know what it's gonna be. Get amps to fight it. Falls gate. Uh, so no, J audio. Or get amps to have very high dampening. But they got some amps out there that actually fight impedance rise. Get the same power one or two. It's a technology that I think Robert Fosgate sold. I don't know. Greetings, MBE. Garrett Simmons. We're running two Rage 8s in a proper compact ported box instead of running a single Rampage 8 or 10 and the optimizer could give me more output overall. What is your opinion? Thanks. Culinary is king. Compact means your resonant frequency, now you're going to have that much resonation. You're going to gain a certain loudness. If you used to put in the 8 in an optimized enclosure, you're still going to be louder with the two Rage 8s. You may be lower in resonation with the single Rampage 8. And against 110, it's probably going to be worth the same in output. So you get two Rage 8s in the compact. And that's one cube. It's two of them in one cube. Or you put one Rampage in one cube. The two Rages are going to be louder than one Rampage on the same power. However, the resonation is going to be higher, even with them being two in the same way. The bass, the breadth to the bass is going to be deeper. The Rampage 8. Now putting that against a 10 in the same size box, a 10 in one cube, and the 8s and two eights should be roughly about the same. And if you're gonna, when you say optimize, depending on which do optimization, are you gonna do 1.25 for the Rampage? Do you think you're a skilled user? You can put them in 1.5. I have. I put two Rampages in 1.5 and hit a 140 at 31 hertz. Yes, sir. Uh, it will depend. Entry level subs would generally not be too happy tuning below FS. But high quality drive with sufficient strong power would do that what the box tells it to do. I think all woofers do what the box tells it to do, but they don't do it for their performance level. You can't fight box ride. You sure can't. You can ride below the recommended on load because when it plays AC rhythm with different load would always be high on music. Always. The people do that, but I have two Sundown H12. Box is 5 cubic feet. 230 hertz. Should it kill the load? Yes. You probably having electrical problems. Or I don't know if your box. I got a guy I got to call who bought a prefab box. He gave me dimensions. He said it's a 4.5 cube box. It got a 6-inch area on it. And he said it's tuned to 32. I said, I already know what his problem is. You got too much. You getting chuffed as soon as you go turn the volume up. But I've talked to him. A lot of people out here, they ain't really. It's a lot of boxes I want to build, man, because you ain't got the space. I build for performance. I fill the spaces with a cutout. Does DDR have any freer 10s or 12s? No. No infinite baffle with DD. It's not cone area, it's effective piston area. That's the same thing, bro. Cone area, piston area. I mean, you can play with the words all you want to. The piston is the cone. The cone is the piston. You want to say the piston pushes the cone. I mean, what you playing with words? Saying this, one half of the surround to the other half of the surround is your piston area, cone area, whatever you want to call it. All right. Oh boy, these questions jumping out there like real. If kicker coming out, a sniper box. No, about the gun. Sniper box ain't a one no wonder box. Ronnie Smith sniper box is not a one no wonder box. It plays music. Yeah, yes it does. Let me. Ooh, Lord, these questions jumping out. I'm about to keep my finger here so I won't. All right. Mm. I'm trying to answer y'all questions so you can get an answer from me because some of these answers I might necessarily agree with. And you came to the channel to ask MB, not just to get a question answer from anybody. Okay, aftermarket hit unit basically always sound better than steel. Okay. Does D no free? That's what I was saying. Okay, yeah, okay. I know a few drive. I know a few. I be driving built maybe. Okay. They should really get down. It's whatever you do. I like. I always been trying to give it to you. Alabama fact spokesman. New S King Lotus. Estimated SPL 4 8 inch 4 box. Can't do that. How you doing, sir? Does anyone on the team have the DD 800 series? I haven't heard them. My brother-in-law was just telling me about them. The 800 series could not sell a lot in America, so they're mainly sold in Europe. I think Josh had brought it back here just because now that he has went public and people can buy DD from anywhere from a lot of different sources, he bring the option back here to see when he was letting just dealers sell it, they wouldn't push it. So a lot of these manufacturers why they're going public because dealers are either coming out with their own brand, selling their stuff, selling them second, or they just not selling the brands. And also, the market has changed. People now buying over their phone. They're not coming in the shops. They just not. They don't have time. Time is very limited with people. So people rather get on their phone, look to see what somebody talking about it, see a couple of videos on it, listen to the headphones, and they'll buy right there. And you think that's if you think mama you strictly strict with a dealer and this, that, another, you'll soon be defunct. All right. How you doing, sir? Does anyone on the team is the 3500 series more SQ or is it SQL? SQL. It's not SQ. The epicenter produces electrical signal for the base. Then it's up to the subwoofer of the enclosure to play that electrical signal. So it's two separate things. You need both. That is correct. That's the same question I asked, I believe. I'd love to hear you. Did you take the red pill? This band got a weird name. I'd love to hear your take on the importance of mid-range, specifically mid-bass, how important it and how to achieve the best. Hmm. I don't dwell into that, but mid-bass will help extend your low-bass extension because it will give you a better sound. I haven't dwelled totally into mid-bass drivers. I like my mid-bass drivers to be able to play at least a 50, and that's going to kind of help the output even when I'm with my subwoofers down to 30. But I don't. You need to talk. You need to go to a channel where they talk about mids and highs more in depth. I talk about subwoofers and boxers and do a cursory. I just do a cursory explanation on the rest of the stuff I call them, and I don't know everything. Hell, the sum total of everything I know can fit on the head of a sewing needle. Having said, okay, best single 12 for a Jetta. Ain't no y'all keep. I'm never gonna answer the best. There's no such thing as the best. What you can afford to run correctly. There's no such thing as the best. When somebody tell you run into a shop, anybody, man, this is the best silver to put in your vehicle and then run for them. I sell brands. I ain't gonna tell you what's the best. There is no best. What if you ain't got 9500 series money? What if you ain't got G7 money? What if you ain't got DC Audio XL M4 money? What if you got BTL Rage X2C money? What if you ain't got that? So how's it gonna be the best? All right, you can't afford it. Ain't the best for you. It ain't. Huh? Uh, I have a kicker CVX, but looking to get the car. Okay, is it okay? It's my Bob's Greg out there. Yeah, not too far. I used to buy pounds of blown eggs. Okay. Much love, man. You're rocking it. Thank you, Ron Reeves. What's your favorite stain and use on boxes? Black. Black. Do you see box? No, I don't sell box designs. No, sir. Barker Stanley, can you explain what a sniper box is and why so much louder? Sniper box, that's Ronnie Smith's name. I just know how it's aligned. It's a series tune 6 order. The name he just gave it, and now it's been catched and it's catching on. That's just a name he gave it, but it's the alignment is a series tune 6 4. Like I call my 3Q box Leviathan. That's just the name I gave it. It's just a 3Q net box with my port area. Like he won't give away how he did his series tune with 6 4, and I respect that because it plays music and it enables him to he can put eights and 6.5s within certain parameters in his box and do 50s on Burt true enough. But he's doing 146, 148 on I think it's 148 with eights and 146 on music with 6.5. With eight, we talking about on the side box, we talking about one. And what it does is it's a sealed section playing into a ported section. And if you can design it with your acoustics of your vehicle, because first he did with a Nissan Versa, now he got it inside that Jeep, and that he's got a bigger. If you look at a Jeep, the older Jeep that he puts it in, it's a box in a box. So he's calculating all that, like with the mega cab, I know how to. This is my personal truck. So I done built who knows how many boxes for it over over the 5 years I done had it. I done built a lot of boxes for that thing. Man. I know what to do, especially for what highlights the music. Okay. Okay. Okay, here we go. Boy, it's trying to look away and come back. It's 100 more questions up here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, I hope I'm getting y'all questions. If you want a Q-Class share, you get now because it just continues. I have two BTR array with what is cubic feet net I would need for them. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. Look on their website or the manual. Is Kicker coming out with a Solo X10 next? I think the 15 dropping next, and then the 10. What's your favorite saying for Bob? I think it's quick y'all could do this, but the round was available. The DB, he had a square all done. What would you say is better, SQ, the round, the SQ round, or the L7? On the Q class, I like the Q class. Yeah, I like both of them. Astound, truthfully. There's no better between them two, in my opinion. I have two, but more output go to the Q class for sure with it. The L7. I have two BC audio raises. Okay, I read that. Yeah. Okay. When recommending 3Qs, is that for one sub? Is it double? Yeah, it's double when you get two subs. Yeah, 3Q to net. You should have known that one now. I mean, you don't even put no 212s, no 3Qs, man. I need a box from you, but I'm in New York City. And the number is you order. My number's on every video. So order, call, or text. And it's on the description of every video. And we go from there. How you think everybody else getting boxes? I can't tell you supposedly are pretty much the same, so okay. How many minutes we in the video? Oh, I got how many minutes I got? 2 more minutes. Hey, we got one more question. What side box I need for a single B2 audio raised 12? Look in your manual, Ricardo Shaw. Look in your manual. It tells you. Frederick Blanco. Hello. Just wanted to know if running 4/8 and a porta box on the van, dual 2-ohm on a 350 watt amp is better to run amp at 1-ohm or 2-ohm, given less quiet. That question is not making no sense at all. I don't know what sub you're running. It's always better to use more power than necessary. I don't know what amp you're running, what 3,500 watts you talking about. Are you talking about a 3,500 watt boss amp? What amp are you talking about? Power acoustic amp? What 3,500 watts? You gotta get more specific. Are you running a lithium battery? I'm running an AGM in my battery. What is your opinion on safety and longevity of technology? Lithium is going to wave of the future. For lithium batteries wave of the future. Right now I'm running AGM battery. but you can see the transition. The people making them work, able to take more heat. Pretty soon you're gonna have cars rolling off a lot. Maybe even guys carbon fuel, which is what I have, a carbon fuel car, diesel or gas, lithium batteries. So that's where the technology is going. They store more power and they dispense it faster. Gator said, "Don't install inserts to install subwoofers in his box." Oh, what's that talking about there? All right. Well, Josh has. What budget do you think is best performance? When do you start seeing diminishing returns? Josh Haas. When do you start seeing diminishing? What budget do you think is the best performance? For an eight, need to be somewhere around $300. That's the least. About 350 really. 350. Somewhere around 350 and under. 350 and up. That's when the performance is coming. It's there. Anything below that, it's about average. Can you do one video from the kitchen table where it all started? Don't scratch the table. You've been with me for a long time. Yeah, my wife said, nah, she like it this is down here now. Crazy we still have 30 years from anyway back when it was kicking raw. Yeah, exactly. I'm still learning. I'm still a kick boy. I was a Falls Gate. But ain't nothing wrong with running Falls Gate. Ballpark prices for Enclosure. 3Q, 400, and 5Q, 600. I don't know who price that is. If I get an audio control DSP, do I still need a do I get audio control DSP? Do I still need epicenter? Yeah, because they're doing two totally things. The signal, the A10 is a signal process. It's not restoring frequencies. Frederick Blanket, when you measure sub resistance, that's DC. When it's playing music, it's AC. Resistance is always high on AC. That's where it's always changing. Why aren't you one of them is conservative? Seen the new Sundown U sub, 6.5. Yes, I've seen it. Black Panther, boy, you a son. They pay you, boy. You love Sundown, right? That's all you ever talk about is Sundown. Good God Almighty, you heard this? You must you ain't heard. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with Sundown. Ain't nothing wrong with. I'm looking at myself. I'm looking at y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with Sundown. But boy, you must. What you had before them? All right. If Kicker never comes out with a solo 8, will you run the solo 10 yourself? Yeah, I answered that question. Have you seen? Yes, I've seen it. Now I don't like that. There's a lot of companies that talking about that W surround. I'm gonna buy it just see for myself if I like it. I want to see if it's gonna play in without having that hard of a surface. It's gonna be. Can you get rid of the cone and still stay musical, or is it just gonna kill the lows because of the excursion? Is it still gonna be play low and high? This is a trend in the market now. Everybody wants to play with the surround. They making it bigger and making the cone smaller and smaller. I said pretty soon we just gonna have one big surround. You're gonna have no cone, period. F a cone. But we're gonna go from here and shoot 2 feet up in the air. No cone. No cone. That's what I see. The market going. They just keep. I think eventually y'all gonna realize, nah. Eventually y'all gonna realize what I've been saying for the longest. Yeah, okay, all that movement's cool. But you making all this movement and diminishing the cone, which means that I got to buy more subwoofers to get the cone. Kind of helps the manufacturer out, don't it? And when you think about it, because now you're going to have to get two subwoofers. You're going to get more. No, you only get two subwoofers to get the same output of one drop, one to get the same cone here, one driver. Because they say you get to use half surround. True enough, you do get to use half the surround. Remember, this is surround. This is surround. In the middle is the cone. You get to use half of that cone area, half of this. But as the woofer goes to its full extent, it's no longer half. If you watch a subwoofer play, you see it gets a conical shape as it gets to the top. So the air that you pushing is, why don't I keep it wider? So that you keep the same. And even with the woofers with the big cone area, as it goes to the top, it's diminishing as well. But I have more cone area, so I'm diminishing my where I at my peak, I get the cone area got when you started. What happens? A better balance of sound. But that ain't what the market said. Y'all want to see what was. Y'all have been convinced that the greater X Max, the better the sound. Yes, it's good with good sound below tuning and way above tuning. But if you above tuning and you don't have no cone, how you gonna have the same impact? So I want to see. But everybody's doing it, man. Except shit, Kicker's doing it. Look at that big old. That was a post. The Kicker surround is bigger than the old X. People wondered how's he gonna actually get. One guy on Facebook, he said that his old, and I don't know if he trolled. He said his old was louder than his new. Hmm. Gotta see. Gotta see. Now let's ask some more questions. Okay. I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom and answer this last question. Dude just got on there. You got the last question. I'm going. Yeah, in my opinion, the SA Classic and the SA version 2, those to me, I like those subs. I love building for them as well. They so big on the Megas rolls around. They all about that sun down there. Say that joker get down. And the version 2. That joker get down. Lows and highs. Very versatile driver. I think it's $319. It has the cone. U Series 2. I like the U, the SA. I ain't too fond when you start going above there. I done lost my awe of the big surround. I don't like big surround. Yeah, a lot of people think, well, and this dude Brian Meyer is just a selling point. I think it takes away. Yeah, I think so too. And this dude here, he builds subwoofers. He's worked for Fallsgate, other I think RE, Brian Mixer. This guy, Mixer 272XP. When he answers y'all a question, I want y'all to know this dude worked for manufacturers building subwoofers. He worked for Robert Fallsgate, helping them design subwoofers. So I think it's Robert. I might be telling the name wrong, but this dude is a builder. He worked for big companies. So we've been on the. I've been talking to manufacturers on the sidelines that said the market is pushed. They even distributors are pushing the manufacturers or designers to come out with subwoofers that look a certain way because that's what y'all want, whether it sound good or not. Which I'm cool with it. Cool with it till you run up on me and I go with the old. See, we wake up in tomorrow, not yesterday, but certain things you just got to take from yesterday into tomorrow, and you got to take cone area, like just like if you run a carbon fuel vehicle, there's no replacement for displacement. On down the road, yeah, quick and yeah, you can get away with small displacement and be quick. But on that top end, there ain't no replacement for displacement. And ain't no replacement for displacement. It's just certain things. It's like you got to take tires will always roll. Ain't no sense making a square one. Tires will always roll forward. Don't make a square one. Ain't got nothing to do with the cone. It's just certain things you need to take. And I think cone area, and I think manufacturers should work on keeping the surround tall and narrow, and increasing the cone area and figuring out how to use materials inside the cone to make it more rigid so that it won't, and so the dimple won't and the cone won't come apart and you get better bass. You know somebody I think who sticks to that, I want to get them on the channel as well? Incriminated audio. If I look, I don't see, they don't make whoopers with a lot of big surround. They keep it tall and narrow, more cone area. They stick to the basics. Probably why they ain't getting a lot of popularity as others did. Do you think the price, do you know the price of, okay. Well, I'm out here, y'all. That's the last question. Y'all be blessed. I see y'all. As always, please listen responsibly.